If a child can't learn the way we teach, maybe we should teach them the way they learn. Hello everyone, I am Rachel Mayu Piscos, and our topic for today is teaching students with intellectual disabilities. Our objectives for today is to learn the definition of intellectual disabilities, to learn the characteristics of students with intellectual disabilities, to learn what to provide to the students with intellectual disabilities, and lastly, to learn the significance of teaching strategies in teaching students with intellectual disabilities. So first of all, what is intellectual and what is a disability? Intellectual is relating to the intellect, which is a person possessing a highly developed intellect. On the other hand, a disability can be described as a disabled person, which also means a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movement senses or activities. So what is intellectual disabilities? It is a term used when there are limits to a person's ability to learn at an expected level and function in daily life. Intellectual disability could cause a child to learn and develop more slowly than other children of the same age. So, children with intellectual disabilities might have a hard time letting others know their wants and needs in taking care of themselves. Some of the most common known causes of intellectual disability, like Down syndrome, fetal alcohol syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, genetic conditions, birth defects, and infections that are happen before birth. So for the characteristics of a student with intellectual disabilities, we can hear it from Miss Alexandra Zambas.
So the following are characteristics of a student with intellectual disabilities. First, we have mild to significant weaknesses in general learning ability. Second, low achievement in all academic areas. Next is when a child has deficits in memory and motivation. Fourth comes when a child is inattentive or distractible. Fifth, when a child has poor social skills. So this one is when a child doesn't really socialize with other kids. He or she can be introverted, or like she's just shy to approach or interact with them. So that's it. It's when a child has poor social skills. Next, deficits in adaptive behavior. Next, we have children who may exhibit uncommon characteristics like self-stimulatory or self-injurious behavior, because there really are children who does this, who injure themselves. Then the last one, children who may have serious medical conditions which could result to intellectual disabilities. So let's move forward to classroom accommodations. Once a child has been formally identified with a learning disability, the child or parent may request accommodations for that child's specific needs. Below are some examples of possible accommodations for an IEP team to consider, broken into 5 categories. So, as you can see, we have presentation, response, timing, setting, test scheduling. So, we'll have presentation first. Provide an audio tape, provide enlarged print, reduce number of items per page or line. So, this is what we should consider for accommodation and presentation. Next is response. Allow for verbal responses. Allow for answers to be dictated to a scribe. Allow the use of a tape recorder to capture responses. Next is timing. Allow frequent breaks and extend allotted time for a test. Next, we have setting. Provide preferential seating. Provide special lighting or acoustics. Provide a space with minimal distractions. Last is test scheduling. Administer a test in several time sessions or over several days. Allow subtests to be taken in a different order. And lastly, administer a test at a specific time of the day. Now let's move forward to classroom modifications. You can check the next table. So we have here assignment modifications and curriculum modifications. So first, we should complete different homework problems, then peers. Next, answer different test questions. Then lastly, create alternate projects or assignments. So let's move forward to the other column, which is the curriculum modifications. It also has 3 keys. So first, learn different materials such as continuing to work on multiplication while classmates move to fractions. Then get graded or assessed using a different standard than other students. And lastly, be excused from particular projects. Now let's hear from Ms. Stephanie Saarenas.
Now we have teaching strategies. We have 5 strategies. First is provide an outline of what will be taught, highlight key concepts, and provide opportunities to practice new skills and concepts. Second, provide reading lists well before the start of a course so that reading can begin early. Third is consider tailoring reading lists and provide guidance to key texts. Allow work to be completed on an in-depth study of a few texts rather than a broad study of many. Fourth, whether you are introducing procedures or processes or giving directions, for example, in a laboratory or computing exercise, ensure that stages or sequences are made clear and are explained in verbal or as well as in written forms. Fifth is use a variety of teaching methods so that students are not constrained by needing to acquire information by reading only. Where possible, present material diagrammatically in lists, flowcharts, concept maps, etc. Okay, so that is all. You may also check the references in eLearn, and also don't hesitate to share your thoughts and questions in eLearn. So yes, thank you everyone for your patience in listening. God bless you all.